Hi everybody, it's Matt, and you'll notice today's topic at hand is today's challenges. Today's challenges. It's a big Thursday for me. Today I'll be going to Psychology 102 class and be giving an oral presentation in front of the entire class, and you know the old saying, the number one fear that people have is public speaking, and I'm not excluded from that. However, I have had some experience doing public speaking at sergeant school or ALS back in the Air Force. But I'll be talking about a subject that I really am passionate about, though, and that is the future of biomedical therapies and essentially neuroscience. I'll be pointing to the brain, I'll be getting deep into the neuroscience side of things, and I just gotta fixate on that and not the social aspect, and this is the social challenge for me today. And I'm just going to do my best when it comes to it, I've got my 25-point slideshow. I've got my notes. I've rehearsed it a few times. Let's do my best on that. And that's kind of a minor worry today. Right now it feels a little bit more major because it's going to be in about an hour or so that I'll be doing this, because it's so close to now. The second thing is the biology test. Now, I failed my last biology test, and this is Biology 111. Here I am, I was like, I'm a biology major, I don't need to take Bio 109 or Bio 101. I'm just going to go straight to Bio 111, even though the last biology class I took was in high school in 1999. And the first test I got a 70 on. The second test was a 54. And this is the third test. And the professor says that this is a test that most people do poorly at in his 16 years of experience. And I've been preparing, man. I've been studying. Maybe I didn't study enough. I tried to study as much as I possibly could yesterday, and I busted out, just grabbing out of my backpack here, busted out all the hints that he gave us. He gave us some hints in terms of what to kind of study, like chemiosmosis and oxidation reduction, fermentation, cellular respiration, electron transport chain, cyclic electron transport, non-cyclic, ATP and NADPH, and how it's used in the Calvin-Benson cycle, and the cell cycles, including mitosis and all that stuff. Either way, I'm not feeling very good about this test. I took a few online quizzes that there's a website provided has, and I did not do very well. So I'm just going to stick with the old saying that my grandpa used to say, is that all you can do is do your best. That's all you can do. And in between classes, between math class, Math 121, which is college algebra, and biology class, which is at 5 o'clock, which is a span of 2 hours, I'll study the remainder of, I'll just make sure I memorize whatever else I can memorize, because it's a memorization game. But anyways, this all is on the background of another anxiety that's still not left me, and that is the issues with my ex-roommate. when we parted ways and had an intervention with a priest, that priest promised that it would be best that we split ways, and promised that he would pay half of the rent. And I gave her the option of either I was to stay there or I was to move, and she chose to stay there. And basically she's been calling me every day, 2 or 3 times a day, and I know what she wants. She wants me to somehow save her or help her not get evicted. But every time I see her name on the phone, every time I talk to her, every time I just hear from her, it's like toxic. It fills me with guilt just talking with her. It's like this, her inflection, I don't know, the way she speaks, what she says. It's like everything is like pointing towards a blame on me. And I'm a very vulnerable person when it comes to blame. If you blame me, I am most likely going to internalize it, turn it into this gut-wrenching guilt that will just rip apart my psyche. And those are the triggers for me for things such as self-harm and suicide. And I mean, yeah, it may seem silly to some people, but just talking with her, seeing her name on the phone when she calls, any contact with her, it loads me with that guilt. And it's a guilt that's just there. I mean, it's not really a valid guilt because I shouldn't feel guilty. My close family and friends have told me I shouldn't feel guilty about anything that's going on here. And my mother, in fact, who is a very compassionate woman, a very, very Christian woman, and a very, she's a social worker herself. She told me, after I presented her the situation as I'm presenting it to you now, she told me that I should not talk to her anymore. I should cut her off. Let her deal with her own issues. And that's what I've been doing. But God, it has been hard not to answer the phone, not to call her back, not to send her an email, because I do care about her well-being. But I know very well that if I do anything, it's going to harm both me and her. So I know how frustrated she is right now and how emotional she is right now. She is going to blame it on me, as she has in the past, as I've learned when I lived with her. And that's why I have to ignore her, but even that alone has just been ripping me apart over these past few days. So, lots of anxiety today, lots of nerves, 2 social things and 1 academic thing. Pray for me. All I can do is just do my best. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye, sorry now.